Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk a little bit about January 6th and some of the comments that you're likely to receive when you're talking to somebody who has fallen down an information silo, when they're in a closed information ecosystem, and they're just getting their news from certain sources. When you try to talk to people who are on the right wing about this topic and what happened that day, one of the things you inevitably run into is them saying, well, it wasn't really an insurrection because they didn't have any guns. And they believe this because their talking heads have told them this over and over and over again. It's a common refrain. Now, you can point to the massive amounts of weapons that were stationed around the Capitol, but that doesn't do it for them. I mean, to me, that shows a propensity for violence, but that doesn't normally drive it home for them, because you'll say, see, they were peaceful. They didn't even bring them. And they actually use that to reinforce the idea that there weren't any guns there. But that's not true. I would also like to point out that that's not actually a part of it. You don't have to have firearms to do this. But there were firearms there. Multiple. In fact, one person, there were so many there that one person dropped one and left it. They lost their gun on Capitol grounds. One of their guns. They had another one. This person was just sentenced. They got 60 months, 5 years. According to prosecutors, they had 2 firearms. They dropped one. They wound up taking a baton from a cop and using it on the cop. They drew a lengthy sentence. 5 years. And because of the assault on the cop and because of the firearm, they're going to go to a higher security level than most people. But this is just one of these cases. It might be a good idea to have one of these in your back pocket for these conversations. So when people can say, they sit there and they say with a straight face, there weren't any guns there. Yes, there were. Here's one. He admitted it, pled guilty, 60 months, right here. And it opens the door. And you can ask, if they lied to you about this, what else do you think they lied to you about? There is a large population of the people who are aligned with this movement, with the far right, that didn't get there because they believe the core tenets. They got there because they were lied to, because they were misled, because they were told things that weren't true. And showing them that might open the door. Is it going to work for everybody? No, because some of them actually do believe those core tenets. Or some of them got to that place through an irrational emotional response. Those people, it's going to be much harder to reach. But those who were just misled, when you can show them objectively that they were misled, it opens that door. And when that door gets opened, that's the point to bring up. The January 6th committee also they demonstrated pretty clearly that Trump knew he lost. But he still told everybody he didn't. All of this happened because people were misled, just like you were misled. And it gives you that opening. I know right now, election season, there's probably not a whole lot of people doing outreach. But this might be an important time to do this, and just break it down for them. Put it into as simple terms as you can. They lied to you. What they told you wasn't true. Here is the evidence. And again, for some of them, it's not going to matter. You don't win every fight like this. But it'll work on a few. Means it's worth doing. It's worth the attempt. In this case, it's easy to find because of the fact that he lost one. You can put that in 60 months, lost gun, capital, and it'll show up. We're fighting against people who just don't care about objective reality. And they will tell their audience anything as long as they think it will sway them and manipulate them into doing whatever it is they want. Demonstrating that to people, it's hard because people don't want to admit that they were tricked. But when you have something that they believe like that, something they hold so closely, there were no guns there, and you can show that there were, it might help. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.